Hello friends, welcome back to another What's for Dinner video where I share what I cooked for my family this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and get some dinner ideas. We started our week with grilled cedar planked salmon, and I'm starting off with soaking my cedar planks in some water for about an hour. I actually reuse my planks until they get a little too charred, which is about 3 times. I pulled out some frozen corn ears out of the freezer and placed them into some salted water and set that aside. I will be boiling this once the salmon is almost ready. Meanwhile, I went ahead and made the rub for the salmon. This is a delicious sweet and smoky rub. The smoked paprika and brown sugar are the star ingredients here. For our side, we will be having this rice orzo pilaf from Trader Joe's. And I just cooked this according to the package directions, and for our family of 6, I used 2 boxes and it is just enough. This is a very good option to have on hand in your pantry if you want something different other than rice for a side, and we do eat a lot of rice in our family. Once my planks have soaked for an hour, I sliced up my salmon into serving size pieces and placed them onto the planks. I actually ended up using only 2 planks. Next, I just drizzle the salmon with some olive oil and rub it in with my hands. And afterwards, I sprinkle the brown sugar rub generously all over the salmon. I preheat my grill up to 400 degrees and then place the planks directly onto the grill grates. Cover and grill on medium heat for 15 to 20 minutes. My rice and orzo is now cooked. I'm just going to stir it and then remove it from the heat. We also like to butter our corn on the cob and sprinkle it with salt. This dinner really comes together fast at the end and is so delicious. Everyone was super satisfied with this meal. And this recipe is always on rotation during our warm summer months. The next meal I made was spaghetti bolognese. I have been making this recipe since my young teenage years. My mom would often ask me to make this at least once a week. I have adapted it to my kids' picky natures, and this is one of their top favorite things that I cook. I start off by chopping up carrots, celery, and an onion into the same size pieces. Then I cut up 1 pound of stewed cut beef into small pieces, just about the size of a penny. Into a non-stick pot, I add some olive oil and preheat it to medium heat. And I'm going to start off by cooking the beef first. I always like to season my food well, so I'm just adding some salt and pepper. And I'm going to cook the meat and stir it often until it is browned. Once the beef is browned, I add in my chopped veggies and stir that to combine. Again, I'm going to stir this often to make sure everything cooks evenly. And once the veggies have cooked down, I'm going to add in about 5 cloves of minced garlic and stir that for another 30 seconds. And then I'm going to add in the sauce. For the sauce, I'm using 2 cans of tomato sauce and then rinsing the cans out and using 2 cans of water. The original recipe long ago had canned tomatoes instead, but my kids do not like chunks of cooked tomatoes in their food, in their meals, so this is what I do instead. Then I go ahead and season the sauce with a little bit more salt and pepper and some Italian seasoning. Now this may look like a lot of liquid, but trust me, this needs to simmer for about 2 hours to really cook down. The flavor of the sauce is amazing after simmering for this long. The sauce is bright red to start, and when it is done simmering, it's going to be brown. The meat is incredibly tender, and so are the vegetables. In fact, this is one of those few recipes where my kids do not pick the vegetables out. I serve this over spaghetti pasta with a salad dressed with our favorite Olive Garden dressing. This is another delicious dinner that everyone enjoyed, and I make this at least once a month. This next dinner was actually a new recipe to me. These are baked chicken kebabs, and I thought this would be a perfect option since it was pouring outside. I am using 4 chicken breasts for our family of 6. I'm just cubing up the chicken into 1.5 to 2-inch cubes, placing them all into a bowl, and I'm going to marinate them with some olive oil, salt, oregano, garlic powder, smoked paprika, and grated Parmesan cheese. Stirring well to combine and leaving this on the counter to marinate for about 30 minutes. The sauce needs some roasted garlic, so I'm sticking a head of garlic with olive oil into my air fryer, and I'm roasting this at 425 for about 30 minutes. I preheat the oven to 425 and I'm threading my chicken onto the skewers and placing them onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. I'm going to bake the chicken according to the recipe directions for about 12 minutes and flipping them half through. I was actually very worried. I've never cooked chicken for so little at such high heat. I did add 4 more minutes at the end. So while the chicken is in the oven, I'm going to go ahead and cook my rice. And then I'm going to make the Parmesan garlic sauce that goes over the chicken when it is done. For the vegetable side, I decided to make a quick and easy cucumber tomato salad. And this time I dressed it with some mayo and sour cream and of course salt and pepper. I added some salted butter to the rice and let that all melt down. And as I said earlier, I was nervous that the chicken wouldn't be done, but I tested it with a thermometer and it was cooked through. So then I brushed the garlic Parmesan sauce over the chicken skewers. I will say that this chicken was very moist and I thought it had a delicious flavor. My kids, however, were not big fans, so I do not think I will be making this recipe again. But it is nice to try new things, and I love it when we do find a recipe we all love, and I get to add that to my recipe binder. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking with me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.